filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take a few to lose. Built to win, apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. We have a great episode for y'all today. Man, it's Super Bowl week, y'all. But to be honest with you, I can't tell that it's Super Bowl week because the NFL say, all right, y'all got y'all biggest game of the year coming up. Hold my beer. We're going to throw a bunch of trades at y'all and take all the attention from the NFL and bring it to the NBA. Some teams made moves, some teams didn't. Some teams are happy, some teams are not. And I know one team that's happy. My boy Tomo's team, the Washington Wizards, sitting there with the shades, looking cool, got the Wizards gear on. Mr. Your Done Son, co-host of In the Red Corner. How you doing, my brother?
Hey man, I've been telling all the fans like this, man. I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, in a matter of four consecutive seasons of losing, 4 consecutive seasons of trying to figure out who our star was going to be, 4 consecutive seasons. Some would say 30 seasons. Some would say 50 years, not even winning over 30 games. But just to know that we can actually have a front office that has a vision. Joe, let me take the shades off because they got a vision. They got a vision. And I see it. So I'm going to tell you, I got gear, so I'm going to take this off. I'm going to start this off. You know what I'm saying? We're going to start the show off like that, you know? I had to let them know how original I was. I had to go with the Adidas to start it off. How you, Joe? Because you already tell I'm on cloud 9.
I'm doing good. All I know is I got to give a shout out to Carl, man. Good shout out to the Carl and the Pistons, man. I mean, they gave you hope, man. You know, if the Pistons can be the worst team for years and avoid the number one pick, they just had one number one overall pick. And now they're the number one seed in the East, which is great. Number 2 seed in the NBA, by the way, if anybody didn't know that. And now the Wizards rebounding and doing something similar and could be competitive next year. We looking back, we looking too, talking about we like, we taking notes. We taking a lot of notes. So I want to thank you in advance, my brother.
Hey, y'all made the playoffs 2 seasons ago, so I don't know. I was watching y'all for a second, so you know it's HOA, man. I'm telling you, you should join, man. We starting a co-op.
Yeah, man. You know, I know some dudes. You know, it's Thursday. NBA trade deadline. Wizards fans right now, Tomo, they turned up. To the win of the day. Who had an NBA?
Up.
You had started talking, that's why I paused it.
Shout out today for having his NBA trade deadline episode also. He gave out all the news updates for the trades. But listen, y'all, we are streaming this on 4 different platforms: Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch. So make sure y'all like the video on whatever platform you're watching this episode on. Make sure you follow and subscribe on all of our social media platforms. You can follow us almost everywhere at Refuse to Lose Sports, except for X and Twitch. You can follow us there at R2L Sports. And share this episode with somebody, anybody, so they could come on and watch this show live with you, because you could be involved in the show by being in the comments. Well, we got Eagle fans in the comments. Some of it got a little allergic. But you could use the comment section, all right? Shout out to Little Griffith. Eagles, keep AJ Brown. They're bagging you. All right, they beg you to keep AJ Brown. Kevo, medical vision. It's like, dang, the fall from grace, Kev. Was in the NBA Finals a couple of seasons ago, and now you're tanking. It was crazy. They giving all the assets so they could build around Cooper Flag. But you got one though. Shout out to you. Maybe y'all could be the Detroit Pistons of the West. Got another one overall pick. Shout out to y'all. And last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. Tomo, floor is yours.
And Joe, I mean, like you said, if it wasn't for a certain ex-cowboy riding around on a scooter, nobody would really know what happened in the Pro Bowl. If it wasn't for ESPN really trying to find ways to talk about sports teams outside of, nah, they still talk about the Cowboys. They still had a topic about them. I don't understand it. But football had to take a step back when technically it's Super Bowl week. But the NBA said, okay, and I think I'm gonna steal this one from you, Joe. They said, you want to take out Christmas Day? Then we're going to take your media for the last 3 days. And we're going to talk about how Giannis could possibly get traded. We're going to talk about how Ja could possibly get traded. They even threw out there that Draymond might be gone. I was a little excited, but they even threw out there that Draymond might be out of here. But then another team found a way to sneak in and drop another blockbuster deal. With that being said, we're going to start off with one of the things that had everyone speculating. Like, is he going to stay or is he going to go? And of course, NBA trading day is complete. It ended today at 3 p.m. Eastern. If you want to go back and get more details on some of the trades, like I said, go check out, like Joe said, go check out Dave's Doghouse. He gave y'all a full breakdown, live recap. But Giannis said he want to be a Buck. He want to stay with the Bucks. After reports came out that Giannis said he doesn't mind getting traded. He gave away teams that he said he wanted to get traded to. He said he wanted to be in the Big Apple. I don't understand what's happening with these stars anymore, Joe. They always say they don't want to go anywhere. When it's time to go somewhere, they say, nah, I love being here. Until it's time to actually go somewhere else. So, Joe, Giannis didn't get traded today. What's your reaction to it? Because I thought it was going to get done.
Man, shout out to Carl. Carl, when he first heard the news that Giannis was back in trade talks, and we all were like, oh, they really are, for the first time, listening to offers. And he was like, yeah, right. I believe him when I see it. And it's two things. Am I mad at the Bucks for not trading Giannis? I'm actually not, Tomo. Now, this could actually backfire because it was a report that came out that said that the Bucks were telling teams that blow us away with an offer, which I understand. Like, Tomo, some people got him as a top 15 player all time. Some people at least got him top 20 all time. The man got a ring. He's a two-time MVP. He's a defensive player of the year. He's an all-NBA every single year, Tomo. I mean, when they lost, he dropping 40 and they still losing. And they clearly don't have the roster to compete with anybody for real. So people understand how much of a talent and generational player that Giannis is. That's what the Bucks do. And they're like, we're not going to just get pennies for him. Yeah, you got a few guys that could be key players because no one offered a legit superstar for Giannis. Think about it. Like, you look at the Timberwolves. They offered Julius Randle, Jaden McDaniels, Nas Reed, and some picks. None of those guys are superstars. You look at Miami Heat. They offer a bunch of guys. They didn't throw in Bam in there. They don't got Jimmy Butler no more, so they got no superstars. Tyler Hero was the best player they offered, and some picks. So they like, yo, y'all need to blow us away with an offer. We need a like a OKC. We need like picks from you for the next like 10 years. That's how much we want from you if you want to get Giannis. So they held back, and plus they probably feel like they can get more for Giannis in the summertime. You know, because instead of Giannis coming in mid-season, a team will have an opportunity to grab Giannis preseason and actually build a rapport off-season and go into the season with Giannis. But it can backfire because Giannis is going to his last year of his contract. The last thing you want is be like OKC and KD and let him just walk for nothing, or LeBron and Cleveland. Let him walk for nothing. We all know Giannis is ready to go. Now, when it comes to Giannis, Tomo, you know what this reminds me of? A Damian Lillard situation, bro. Dame, every year. Oh, he should ask for a trade. Nah, I'm not asking for a trade. I'm loyal. Same thing with Giannis. I'm not asking for a trade. I'm loyal. Did you know like Giannis is in his 13th year, bro?
Time
That's
flies.
crazy. So he's still not leaving. Tomo, what happened when Dame left? He went to Portland. The man started getting injured like crazy, bro. He started getting nicked up and all that stuff. And then next thing you know, he tore his Achilles and he's just probably not the same
He went to
anymore.
Milwaukee.
What did I say? Oh, sorry, Milwaukee.
Portland.
I don't know
Yeah,
what I say.
you
Oh, yeah,
said
but he
Portland.
left Portland.
Yeah.
So look at Giannis now. Giannis getting these TikTok injuries right now. Also, Giannis is a player who is physically gifted. So he relies a lot on his athleticism to be good. And you're gonna have to develop some more skill to maintain your greatness for a long period of time. You look at these guys who are playing long, like Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant. LeBron James developed some skill. He developed more of a jump shot. You look at Steph Curry, very skilled player. Look at Kevin Durant, very skilled player. They're not guys like Giannis who last for a long time because there's a lot of wear and tear on your body to play like that. So Giannis' years are running out. So the last thing Giannis want to do is waste another year being with Milwaukee and then going to another team in year 15, and then he's not the same like he used to be. So Giannis, if I was him, I would have just forced a trade a while ago, maybe last year after you saw what happened in the playoffs. I'm not mad at the Bucks for whole put, but it's gonna be interesting, and I expect Giannis to definitely be gone by the summertime.
You said Dame, and I with the loyalty part, I get it. The first thing I thought about was probably thinking about Carmelo. Remember with the Denver situation, he was on the last year of his contract, and then he was like, "Yeah, I want to be here," but he also wanted to get traded, so he ended up with the Knicks. And remember what the Knicks was doing before he got there? They were one of the hottest teams in the NBA, and then next thing you know, they basically gutted their whole team to go get Melo. And I think some teams were also thinking about that too. They're like, we know you want a deal that's going to blow you out of the water, but we also want to blow up our team to get Giannis here. So we'll offer you. And it's funny that you said they didn't offer him any superstars, and then you brought up the first name you said was Julius Randle, and right back to the debate. I went right back there. But if you're not an up and coming team, why would I want to gut my team just to go get Giannis? Like I think of a team like the Pistons, right? Who I want to run right now. They want to tear. Do you really want to break up most of that chemistry to go get Giannis? Who, like you said, are dealing with Nicky Knack injuries here and there. Yes, it will look good in the future, but for right now, that's going to blow up our whole season. Now we got to start rebuild. Maybe you do still make, I mean, not maybe because they will make the playoffs, but then you get into the playoffs and you still have that same aspiration to go on a run because now you gutted your team and then Giannis gets hurt, right? Or, I mean, of course you could play 50-50, but Giannis gets hurt. Now you're sitting around like, we really had a chance at this. And now we got to wait a whole nother year. So if I'm teams, I would have dealt with Minnesota did. I probably would have, if I was the Mavericks, I probably would have made a call too to say, hey, look, we got some things we can throw out there. We can give y'all, they could have did the same deal they did with the Wizards. Like, hey, we got an Anthony Davis and a D'Lo, Dante Exum. What do y'all want to do for that? Because outside of players, you really want the picks. Like that's what you're really looking for. Because this is one of them draft classes that Joe, we got to get on. You see, we fighting for a top 5, top 3. Like we fighting for that. So it's teams out there that are really trying to do that. And for Giannis, I think you just stop talking, man. Just stop talking. Like when people bring it up, just next question. Like I know it might be smug or something like that, but you just gotta let people know, like, look, I'm focused on the right now. Control what I can control. I can't keep talking about the future until it happens because this back and forth, it's not gonna do nothing for you because we know for the last 3 years it's been a conversation. And this is the closest to you actually getting traded, which would have been funny. But you didn't get traded. So, you know what that means? The front office got to sit there. Doc got to sit around for another year. I mean, for the rest of the year, because I think Doc is out of there. I think Doc is out of there. They are done. They are done. And it was a bad move. I think that's where it all started for real. That was a bad move by letting him come out. They fired a coach who was already on a run. Oh, I thought that was Teddy. All I seen was T. I was say Teddy about to go crazy. But But yeah, you fired a good head coach who had the same trending upwards, and then you bring in Doc thinking they gonna move you to the next level, and look where you at. You stagnant. So
Mhm.
Bucks, I think you really messed the money up on this one.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my boy TYP. Straight to the point time. Shout out to in the red corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Shout out to my
then
coach right there.
to to look at the other guys like Minnesota, Anthony Edwards, because the Bucks like we're not trading. This is what I think will happen with Minnesota. We're not trading for Giannis if y'all not going to throw in Jaden McDaniels in the mix, right? And we all know how Anthony Edwards feel about him. Y'all got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels. And last night he came out and he spoke and said Jaden McDaniels is very important to our team. We depend a lot from him
Hmm.
on both sides. So I think he didn't want him gone. Respect to Anthony Edwards too. He didn't want him gone. And gutting out, like you said, gutting out your whole roster. I was talking to J-Mo about this earlier today. When you gut out your whole roster to get a superstar and you have multiple superstars in your team, one injury would derail your season.
Yep.
But when you got a team like OKC who only have one superstar, now don't get me wrong, Tomo. Any team best player get hurt, most likely you might not win a championship. That's just NBA. Any team's best player. But if OKC's second or third best player get hurt, they can still possibly make a run. You can't say that with a lot of teams who have multiple stars in their team. So gutting out your whole roster for a superstar sometimes can backfire with the injury. Look at the Brooklyn Nets. They had KD, Harden, and Kyrie. Soon Kyrie went down, they lost. Kyrie couldn't take the back, he went down against the Bucks. Who Giannis is lucky that Kyrie went down because he probably never had a ring. But shout out
It's
to
true.
Kyrie.
That is a year. Man. And shout out to the Suns, because that's who he beat, right? Man,
Yes,
he took Chris Paul moment, man. That was his moment.
he did. Shout out to Chris Paul. He got traded to Toronto. So
I
finally got a
he probably
ring.
saying shout. I was about to say he probably saying shout out to my agent, get me out of here. But before we move on to the next person who is also being talked about in trades, actually let's just move on because I forgot my thought. I had my train of thought and then I forgot it, but it's all good. We're gonna move on to the next person, and that other person is someone that was supposed to be the face of the NBA, who had a great run, and then some off the court actions happened, and then it kind of derailed him just a little bit, but he's bouncing back as far as his game on the court because he never let that deter him from what happened to him. John Morant,
Mm.
Memphis Grizzlies, man, they were talking about trading him, Joe, and then next thing you know, it just didn't happen. They got rid of not got rid of. They traded Triple J,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when a lot of people thought it was like, okay, so the next domino definitely got to be Ja. They look like they're going to be in a rebuilding phase. I don't know if
Mm.
the relationship with the front office is going on that. I'm not too deep into that part of it, but the fact that he didn't get traded, what did you think about that?
Yeah, that was a situation where he actually his price went down because he wasn't getting they weren't getting offers. They were really trying to get rid of John. And and you know, what's the main reason? Do I know? No, but part of it they made a decision. We're going to rebuild. They made that decision. Once they got rid of Triple J, we knew that okay, the writing was on the wall. They just gonna like, you know what? Let's just blow it up and start over. And I think more teams should start doing that, like following y'all footsteps. You know what I mean? Just get rid of like you're gonna blow it up, blow it up. If you're gonna try to compete this year, compete this year. So I like what they first of all, I like what they did. Hold on, are we gonna separate go over the Triple J deal, or you want to throw it in since we on the Grizzlies?
We can talk about it now since we already there.
Okay. So I like what they did. Now I'm not gonna say I like what they did. I'm not gonna say that, but but they got rid of Triple J and they got 3 future first round picks. So Utah Jazz is kind of doing what y'all did. You know what I mean? Kind of like they was hoarding up picks and expiring contracts and then waiting for the right time to just make a move. Boom. And they made a move. Now, John Morant, I really thought Miami was going to get him because Miami mindset was we're going to get Giannis. You know what? If Giannis don't come here, we're going to pivot to John Morant. You know what? We're going to try to get Giannis and John Morant because once John Morant's asking price went down, it seemed more realistic for them to get both players. And I'm not a Miami Heat fan, but I'm not gonna lie. I would have loved to see John Morant and Giannis playing in Miami. I think Eric Spoelstra would have did wonders for them. I know you in the East, you might not like that, but I thought that it would have been good for the NBA to see Giannis and Ja career being revived and stuff like that, and Giannis actually playing meaningful basketball in the playoffs with a good coach. Because you think about Giannis' career, he always had a coach when you like, what are you doing? When he had Bud, he used to play him only 28, 29, 30 minutes a game. Like, dog, it's a playoffs. Like, that man played 40 minutes, right? And then you see Doc. You're like, wow, like, so he never really, he had J. Kidd, but J. Kidd got out of there. So I would love to see that. So John Morant's situation was where I know we try to go out and get him, but his camp was like, I'm not trying to play for the Kings, which I understand, but he liked Miami as a destination. But Miami never pulled the trigger to go get him. So I didn't hear the backstory about that yet, but I was shocked that he wasn't traded. I was shocked that because Miami came out and said they are willing to give him an extension. They also said that. So I'm like, if they don't get Giannis, they gonna at least get Ja. That's what my mindset was, because Spo don't need a lot. He don't need a lot to compete. So you get Ja, especially when this price go down. I'm like, they get Ja, they're gonna be back in competing mode for the championship because the East is wide open. But they didn't get him. So Ja, another year with Memphis, but best believe he will be gone this offseason.
Well, you know why Miami didn't do it, and Dave sent a message already in the NBA chat, bro. He was asleep. Pat Riley was asleep. You forget? Dave say this every year at the trade deadline. I'm like, wake up, wake up. So look, with the job situation, that would have been nice because one, he does need to be with a good coach, but also the structure within Miami, like the family environment that, of course, UD was going to be there, and then D Wade, like he would have had people to, again, build into him as far as like, hey, bro, like we know you can be one of the best. Well, you already are one of the best, but we know what your potential is. We're going to make sure that you get there, right? So with that, that would have been nice. And I don't really understand what Memphis was looking for. Or were they trying to do the right thing by him and waiting for a Miami to call to say, hey, you know what? We're going to send you somewhere where you actually want to go. We're not just going to send you off to like a Phoenix. Not saying Phoenix is bad, but or a Wizards or King, right? And I really think, honestly, if the Wizards didn't go get Trae Young, they probably would have been in the mix for a job because that's just something that it seems like front office is doing. They say, look, we building, and that would have been one of the pieces because they needed a point guard.
That's DC energy too.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm just saying, like, we still young in the locker room. Like, we need a few more vets, but it would have been electrifying. Yeah. Now, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but nah. we got another Kentucky play. So, look, with that, even in Miami, it could get a little tricky down there, too. But if you are the Heat, what is your focus? Like, what's next? Or where do you want to go from here? Because you're not making the moves when these players are cheap. Now, I could see if Ja was still like the face of the league and then they wanted 15 first-round picks, you got to give up a few, about 4 or 5 of your star players. The same thing that the Bucks was asking for. I could see you trying to do that, but they wasn't. I really feel like Memphis was trying to do them a solid and they just couldn't get the right team to call. And this may be another person that we see in all season, kind of like the Luka trade is going to be the middle of the night. Like, wait, y'all went for that? But, nah, I don't. Yeah, I'm with you, J-Ma. I hope you don't end up down that road. But, hey, look, depending upon the situation, that's why I think Miami truly would have been a good spot for him because of the historic culture and the players that was going to be there. So, with Ja, we don't know. Maybe Memphis is where you want to stay.
And more teams might look more attractive after the NBA draft, after free agency. And then John might look at the Kings and say, you know what? I could probably do something with them.
I think your GM ruined y'all.
Huh?
Y'all GM did that to y'all because y'all was a good team. I don't know the whole Fox situation. He won that team.
Like literally, I was. Real quick, Tombo.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Our GM, bro. First, you did a good job. You drafted Tyrese Halliburton. Cool. Good job. Then you flipped Tyrese Halliburton to Sabonis and basically Kevin Huerter, and everybody hated you for it. But it looked good because you was the number 3 seed and got there. And then The next year we added nobody. Oh, we also added Malik Monk too when we in our free agency the year we traded Tari Halliburton.
Yep.
But we added nobody, right? We added nobody, and we go get Mike Brown. And then guess what? We were competitive against teams in the West. Like we swept the Lakers, we were competitive against the Nuggets, competitive against the Clippers, competitive against everybody except for the New Orleans Pelicans. Lost to them 6 times that year and got put out in the play-in by the Pelicans. Cool. Then we go get DeMar DeRozan. You remember, Tom? I was excited about the DeMar DeRozan move because that was the first free agent person we ever signed that was that good ever, in a long time. That said, you know what? I want to play with Sacramento. So we get him. I'm like, okay, him with a dribble handoff with Sabonis is gonna be pretty good. And then I realized how much of a ball hog he is and how much defense he don't play all ball, which is cool. But the problem lies here. The man fired Mike Brown. He panics and fired Mike Brown. And then after firing Mike Brown, you trade the Aaron Fox for Zach LaVine? What? And then it was over after that. And then he got fired. He panicked, bro. But we got this new GM. And I like how he thinking. We were talking about training as a bonus to Toronto. And Toronto was like, we'll give you RJ Bird. I forgot. I don't know how to pronounce his name. The big guy. The poet. I forgot. I don't know how to pronounce his name. The big guy with Toronto.
If you watch in the red corner, don't ask me. You know, I kill a name.
And they said 2 second-round picks. Better throw a first in there. Talk about no first, no Sabonis.
No.
And we kept the bonus. So shout out to him. And Zach LaVine gonna pick up his player option next year. So we're gonna have him next year. We still, but like you said, our GM ruined our season, our team. But we got a new one, and hopefully he's be in good hands. We'll see. I'm sorry, I just had to go on a little rant.
No, it's all good. And my thought just came back to me when you were talking about Utah Jazz and you talking about how they followed in our model. Technically, our GM and our executive president of player personnel, Will and Mike, they come from that. What was the Celtics GM name? Man, I'm drawing a blank.
Brad Stevens.
Not Brad Stevens, the one before that, the one that got all the picks, the one that draft. Danny Ainge. He come from that tree. They have a tree. So they seen this model happen with the Celtics. Remember, the Celtics had all the draft picks. Then it turned into OKC. OKC ended up with all the draft picks, and look where OKC is. Technically, they're doing the same thing, like you said, in Utah. The Wizards are adapting that same mentality, and a lot of people are starting to see that this is kind of that trust the process formula, which I don't understand how people are not taking notes to it, because it's like, bruh, you really just got to hit on draft picks too while you're doing this, like hoping that most of these draft picks pan out. And the thought I really had was because you brought up OKC and blowing up your team for one-star player. You're talking about a team full of with one-star player and a lot of great role players. Look at the game they played last night. Majority of OKC was out, and they still almost had a good game against the Spurs. That's depth. Now you can't take that away. So I think a lot of people are really trying to look at that build with OKC guys and say, okay, if we can get 1 star, maybe 2. And just build up with a lot of role players, then we good.
Yeah, man. Some depth. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Some teams want to do it. Some teams just James Harden. I don't know. I don't know. Like, what are we doing here? I understand the OKC situation. I don't get the Rockets one. Like, did you just grow tired? I don't get that one because that was your team. We understand what you had to go through in the West because the Warriors was coming up at the same time. It's just bad timing. And then you come out East. And is it KD and Kyrie with the Nets, the 76ers? It's so many teams, and it's just like, what do you actually want? Like, what is the goal? You ended up with the Clippers, and it was like, hey, finally we have a situation that we can work on. You got to understand what Kawhi is. Like, Kawhi just going to be Kawhi. And I think we're going to get a documentary on the Clippers later on, too, because the Chris Paul, then James Harden, now they, like, 30 minutes before the trade deadline, they were saying they could trade Kawhi if he want to leave. Like, I don't understand what's going on, but maybe they'll tell us. But James Harden gets traded to Cleveland for Darius Garland. I understand what Cleveland was saying because it's a clip that went around with Rich Paul. I don't know. Cliff Paul. I don't know why I thought about that. But Rich Paul on his podcast with Max, and he told Darius Garland that this was going to be his last season in Cleveland. Not thinking he was gonna get traded. He thought they was gonna finish the season out, like you said, maybe win the finals or something like that. But this was gonna be. He told him like, "This is your last season in Cleveland," and it is.
Hmm.
Joe, I know I've been asking you your reaction to the trade, but let me ask you this: Who won? Who won this trade?
See, the Clippers blowing it up. They got rid of Zubac, they got rid of James Harden, and they was like you said, they was talking about getting rid of Kawhi. So this guy, so I'm going to say the Cavs only because they kept their team intact and they just basically swapped Darius Garland for James Harden. You got to think about it. Darius Garland, he's been dealing with injury a lot in the playoffs. He gets to the playoffs and he just be hurt. He was hurt when they beat Orlando. He was hurt last year. And he's an undersized guard. So defensively, it's a liability. Now, James Harden, a good defensive player, I'm not saying that. But he's a much bigger body than Darius Garland. And just you being a bigger body is a difference maker. Now, what I'm curious to see is this. Because I think James Harden can help them be a better team because he's another reliable scorer outside of Donovan Mitchell. Because Darius Garland isn't that consistent scoring-wise. I feel like Darius Garland was better without Donovan Mitchell. When the ball's in his hands, boy, he's being the actual point guard. And when Donovan Mitchell got there, it's kind of got that DeJounte Murray, Trae Young type vibe. Like, it's just like, I get it. They won a lot of games last year, but will they make a deep run in the playoffs with these two in the backcourt? Probably not. James Harden had his playoff woes when he disappeared in big games, and like he had these career lows in different categories in big games. But what I'm curious to see is this, Tombo. I love Kenny Atkinson, the head coach for the Brooklyn Nets. I'm sorry, the Brooklyn Nets. He used to be with Brooklyn Nets. The head coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was the offensive coordinator for the Golden State Warriors. He's a brilliant offensive mind. We saw what he did with the Cavs. The man, dang. By the way, RBO will be live tonight at 9 o'clock. Make sure you guys check out RBO with Vaughn. So he gets to Cleveland, and we saw what happened. They almost broke Jordan. They almost broke the Warriors' record with the wins. Like they was challenging OKC to win.
They was on a run. Yep.
And it was the offense. They were the number one offense in the NBA. But his offense involves a lot of ball movement, a lot of off-ball movement. And with James Harden down there, I'm very curious to see how this offense is going to look. With James Harden, he dominates the ball offensively. So I think he can help him with Kenny Atkinson as the head coach, and we'll see what happens.
So with that, I'm trying to think. Was it it was the Knicks that put them out last year in the playoffs, right?
It was the Pacers.
It was the Pacers. Oh yeah, no, the Pacers went on a good run. Yeah, it was the Pacers. It was the Knicks the year before, and it comes down to and it came down to scoring. So I'm trying to put my mindset of where the GM was going when he made this.
They had bigger staff when they lost to the Knicks.
Yep, and it was scoring. They was looking, like you said, they needed another scorer, and for some reason the chemistry just couldn't get there with Garland and Harden. I mean, not Harden, with Garland and Spider. I'm thinking about why they added Harden. He's like, okay, what's his biggest woe in the playoffs at times? It's scoring. So, yep. So, yeah,
the Celtics beat them 4-1. Mitchell had a 40-point game. They won one game, and then the year before that was the Knicks. Yeah, it was a while ago. Yeah,
bruh.
Yeah.
3 years just went by like that.
I know.
That's crazy. Anyway, that's crazy.
I know.
But all right, jeez, 2020 really just put us in a time warp. Shout out to RBO, man. That's what I'm saying. Shout out to RBO for man, been in for a long time, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
We having fun. That's how I know time's flying. But back to who, like you said, who won? I think Cleveland won for now, right?
Okay.
And that's just a quick bailout. But for now, because I think James Harden and Donovan Mitchell gonna balance each other out because they both have playoff woes. Right? They both look good in the regular season, and then they just find a way for a series to just not end up going their way. The East at this juncture, with them adding James Harden, they're looking to more so say, okay, we can compete with the Knicks. All right, we can probably find a way to get the Knicks out of here. We don't know if Jason Tatum's coming back. we know Jason Tatum is helping people mix albums. We know Jason Tatum is doing podcasts, but we don't know if Jason Tatum is coming back to play basketball right now. We don't know that. But we also know Cade Cunningham is on a mission. So with that being said, a lot of people are looking at the East as it's up for grabs. So why not go get James Harden right now? Let's see what we can make happen, because they are one of them top teams in the East. So I think they won that one. To spin it to the Clippers side of the house, it's another question that I have for my boy Giannis, where it's like, what are we doing here? Because Kawhi, what's next? Like, what's next for you if this Clippers team don't work out? Do you go into retirement? Do you try to go back to the Spurs for a vet minimum and just ride the season out? Do you stay with the Clippers and see what they got going on? But we already know what the Clippers is going to be, because I think Ty Lue is out of there. I think they really just going to clean house and start fresh, because that whole Chris Paul situation may have rubbed some people the wrong way, and it's just not looking right. And we just opened this new arena. So I know a lot of people talk about sports, but it is about selling tickets. So we just opened this new arena. We separated ourselves from the Lakers, and we got to sell some tickets. So we don't have a big name in here. We just don't want to go back to being, it's just the Clippers. So it's a lot going on there. So they might start doing the whole Wizards OKC model where we stockpile some picks and hopefully things work in our favor. But right now, James Harden, you on the clock too, though. Let me flip back to Cleveland right quick. You on the clock too. This is another team back in the East. We got a chance to make a good playoff run. You don't make this run now, I don't know what else to say.
Did you see that reporter that his clip resurfaced when I watched that again. I was like, dang, he caught it. He said he gonna go somewhere else. And then you ever had a roommate that said he always saying he had a bad roommate. Maybe you had a bad roommate. I was like,
I mean, at this point, bro, you got to think about it, because that's a lot of teams.
Yeah, and
the Houston one is the main one for me, though.
He forced himself out, and he got everything his way
every single time.
And when was like he gained weight, and soon he went to Brooklyn, he lost the weight. He was like, what the heck? Can't you realize this dude?
Ozempic wasn't popping back then, but I think he took a little Ozempic, because ain't no way he lost that weight that quick.
That was quick.
It's like he lost it in the air. Like, it's crazy. As soon as he got the plane, he was my size.
Yeah, triple double his first game. Yeah, 19-point triple double his first game, bro, with the Nets. I was like, what the world? But I will say this: Donovan Mitchell actually turns up in the playoffs. This is gonna be James Harden we gotta worry about. Like,
but I think that's a good balance.
Yeah, because Donovan Mitchell, it always. I had a debate with somebody. I forgot who it was, but it was my Donovan Mitchell, how he never got past. I'm like, bro, look how he's losing. It's not him. He don't have enough help. Like that. All they lost is like, all else is like, yo. He said what?
Like that. Good.
Like that. It's funny because as soon as I asked you, I realized it registered what you said. That's crazy.
I'm just saying. But and like I said, on the Clippers side of the house, we talked about Chris Paul getting traded to Toronto, but also the Clippers traded they traded for Mathurin. They got Isaiah Jackson, 2 first and 2 second. The Pacers, they traded Zubac and Kobe Brown to the Pacers.
Yeah, the Pacers. And Benedict Mathurin, he's on an expiring contract also. So that right there tells me
that's the wave.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, we're gonna get to y'all. but they said the Pacers were trying to get Walker Kessler for the Utah Jazz, but Utah turned the deal down, so they went and got Zubac. So I think that's good. The Pacers have been trying to get their center. What's gonna be interesting is because Miles Turner was able to stretch the floor. Zubac is a totally different center. Totally different. He's a post player. He's probably the last post player in the NBA. Dang, that's crazy. At a rap concert,
I'm sorry, but the comment was crazy.
At a rap concert.
That's crazy. But yeah, and think about what the Pacers got going into next year, because they get your boy back. So Tyrese come back. So yeah, that's gonna be another piece to the East as well. So I don't know, man.
They, as far as record wise, I think they got the worst record, bro. So They trying to get that top pick too. Oh
They gonna
no, they
get it,
don't have the
Joe.
worst. We actually got the worst record. Let's go.
Yeah, I got the word. But you know how the lottery works? The Pacers gonna get it. And the
Yeah.
only reason I say that is because Caitlin Clark. Every time one of my DC teams are bad, one of these teams end up still in the pick. Misses was bad. Indiana came in, swooped in, and got Caitlin Clark. Last year, the Mystics was bad. The Mavericks came in and swooped in. Not the Mavericks, the Wings, the Dallas Wings. That's their
I
name, right?
got
The
you though.
Dallas.
Dallas though. Dallas, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Both
Yeah.
Dallas got DC twice in basketball, not in football, but
And,
twice in basketball. That's crazy. I'm like, bruh, how did the Mavericks get the number one? Anyway,
yeah,
but I don't know. If
y'all got
Indiana's there, Joe, it's gonna be a
yeah,
long night for us.
because y'all got 13 wins. They got 13 wins. We got 12.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know how
And
the
then
Nets
Brooklyn
are
got
the worst
13.
team.
And they just cut Cam. The
Yeah.
Brooklyn Nets cut Cam,
Mhm.
saying he can go be a free. What?
That's crazy. I don't know what the Nets doing. The Nets had 5 first-round picks this year and used all 5 of them. I was like, what? Y'all sit on these picks. I ain't trading out one of them.
And
Oh,
then
like
cut one of your best scorers. Like,
yeah, just cut them. Don't even trade them. I don't know what the Nets are doing, bro. I honestly don't. They confusing me. Oh look, the Pacers
uh,
fans popping up. We need rebounds, not a mouse turn types in there. Yeah, true. I'm talking about offensively. Y'all offense was so unique because y'all spread out, flow out, and with Zubac. And Rick Carlisle, good coach. I trust him that he's gonna create a system that fits y'all roster. And y'all got a pure point guard.
I said Zub. Rick Carlisle gonna have them boys turned up next year.
Oh
Look
yeah,
at that run. Look at that playoff run.
yeah, man. Rick Carlisle, man. Shout out to him, man. You know, Dallas ties. Say Dallas. Don't say Mavericks. Say Dallas ties.
There you go. And even if and if what's the name? And if Tyrese didn't get hurt, a lot of people saying that finals go a different
Yeah,
way.
because it was still a close
Um,
game.
'Cause both teams played just alike. Like that's the crazy part. They both were equally matched until Tyrese got hurt, and then it was just like, yeah, it's y'all time.
That was
Yeah, it's
weird.
your moment.
Indiana had they went on a run. They went on a run, bro. Like they knocked out the Knicks, they knocked out the Cavs, they knocked out the Bucks, then they almost knocked out OKC, bro. Shout out to the
In
Pacers.
in all comeback fashion in most of these games too. Like that was the most entertaining playoff run in a while.
When Terry hit that game winner on the Knicks with a game time 3, that was tight, bro.
It's like here you go again. You cannot leave. Them 4 quarters, you be like, man, they down 15. How's it gonna happen? You look up, you like 3 points,
I know.
bro. It was insane.
Yeah, shout out
Well,
to them.
we got another trade we're gonna get out the way before I know we want to talk about the Wizards one, but I mean another saga has ended for another player who was on the trade block for like 6 years, it seems like, but it was really only 2 or 3. Jonathan Kuminga finally leaves Golden State. Finally. Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield get traded to the Atlanta Hawks for Kristaps Porzingis. And if we talking about passing out blunts, Kristaps Porzingis is in the third row because he getting passed around too, man. This is crazy. It is insane. But with this move, I think the Warriors are just trying to stay in the fight for the play-in with this move because it's just like we know what Porzingis can bring to a team. Trust me, I know for a fact. The Celtics definitely know because they want a ring. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm just telling you, NBA, you know what it is when you get an ex-Wizard on your team, regardless of where he got drafted to. But with that move, I still don't think this is like. I still think it's over for the Warriors this year. Like I still think it's over. Like this is not a move that you just look at and be like, they're back. No, I think this was a move they made to be like, we finally got Kuminga out of here, which I
Yeah.
still don't understand why they didn't want him. Maybe
Right.
somebody in the comments can help me out with that one. But I'm still just like, okay.
Yeah, like I'm confused on both sides, even the Hawks. So start with the uh start with oh my goodness, the Warriors. You held Kaminga all this time just to get back Porzingis, bro. Are we serious, bro? The Kings offer you multiple things, picks, all that stuff, like, and you got back Porzingis, who's constantly injured, bro. He always hurt. Don't get me wrong. If Porzingis is fully healthy and he's never gonna get hurt, maybe it's a good move. But Porzingis, he's like he's like Anthony Davis, bro. It's gonna happen. Like,
yeah, yeah.
It's gonna happen, man. Like, I mean, I get it. Like you can say all you want. If he don't get hurt, bro, it's a big if with this player. Like, he hurt every
You know
year.
what's gonna happen.
He got hurt, bro. Like, he got hurt. He's hurt every year. So that's my thing with that. And the Warriors, I mean, Steph Curry. I know you want to be a Warrior for life, but like, y'all don't got assets. The Bucks looked at their offer and laughed. They was like, bro, y'all ain't got nothing to offer us. Then they said Draymond Green on the table. Don't get me wrong, bro. Like, without Steph, what Draymond Green gonna be? Let's be real, bro.
A coach.
Like, come on. And the type of person he be, that type of dude, how he be acting, it brings, like, people look at it from the outside, because we're not in the Warriors locker room, but from the outside looking in, it's like, bro, you bring a lot of negativity to the team, too. Like, walking off the court on Steve Kerr and all that stuff. So, like, from the outside looking in, it's like, what can you add? Because if things are not going right, how is Draymond Green going to add? Joe was going to say. Yeah. So, I almost said something like that. I ain't gonna lie. I try to think of the proper way to say it. But Draymond Green, like him, when his camp was prepared for him to be traded, I'm like, dog, who's really gonna trade for him?
Who's the camp?
Huh? He said, who's his camp?
Who's the camp that thought that was gonna happen?
His podcast. I'm just fine. But and then the Bulls, right? Jalen Johnson is rising. And then you add Kaminga. It's like, that's what I'm confused about that right there. Like,
I mean, the Hawks. Cardo popped up and you said Bulls. You mean Hawks?
I said Bulls? Dang, the Hawks.
Yeah.
I'm at the only team.
Yeah.
Right? You know why? Because I'm thinking about the Hawks rookie, and I'm also thinking about the Bulls rookie at the same time. But like the Hawks, like I'm kind of confused. Now they did go get Buddy Hield also. I don't know. I'm just confused about this roster move. But I don't think this was a big splash. When that happened, I was like, for real? Y'all held back on Kaminga this whole time to get Porzingis? And you got rid of Buddy Hield too? The Warriors, like I said, since Dudley V been there, he's been a disaster. He has not been good. He has not. Since he's been a GM. Since Bob Myers left, they've been terrible at finding talent. They've been terrible at that and attracting free agents. You have Steph Curry, him and KD are probably the two players in the NBA. It's like, if I could play with somebody, it would be Steph or KD. Because they can go in any system and adapt, and Steph could be on ball and off ball. And he draws a lot of attention. So who don't want to play with Steph, bro? And you telling me you can't attract nobody to come to Golden State outside of Jimmy Butler? No, bro, Cardo, you need to take advice for Tombo, bro. Y'all been a playing team for like 4 years now. Y'all blowing it up. It's cool. I like what y'all doing. Y'all getting rid of everybody. Y'all starting over from scratch. You should be happy.
This is it, bro. It's gonna be rough because when you talk trash in the chats, it's gonna be rough. You just gotta take you just gotta take a seat back. Just be like, look, man, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And then when your time comes, you just turn up.
There it is.
And that's just what it's.
So now he's in the HOA now, right?
See, I can't just keep passing out passes like that. We had a meeting, so I gotta relax. We playing the Pistons tonight right now anyway, so I might be able to get out a few passes. I only extended the hand, because, our brother RBO Vaughn, not liking what Orlando doing. I'm like, you go to Wizards games, so you might as well just come on home, bro. Like, I mean, technically, what does a Wizard do? Magic. So you might as well just come on over, bro. Just come on over. Like, I understand Paolo. You can still root for Paolo. You got the gear. You can still wear it when he here. But other than that, just be a Wizard, man. It's cool. It's cool. We going places. seeing things. We get a new coach, we really gonna be going places. But I'm with you, Joe. I don't know what the Hawks doing. I think they just trying to sell more tickets. A lot of these teams in the NBA, bro, I think they just like have a vision for something, and then the players start playing and they just say, you know what, let's just scrap that. Trey don't want to be here. We just found out that Jalen is going to be a good player, so let's just change the face of the franchise to Jalen. And then right after that, we're going to probably get some shooters around him. We can probably go back to speaking of Orlando, we're going to see if we can have a Dwight moment where we just get some shooters around him, we get some rebounding, and boom, we might be right back in this thing. But
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
right now, I agree with you too. Since Bob Myers left to only kill Stephen A. Smith for his takes on NBA on the NBA show that they do,
Yeah, shout out to him.
they have not been the same. Like Clay's been out of there. It's one of those things where it's kind of like you watched your prime come and go, and you still trying to chase it, but the head of the household is not the same. All right, so that's weird. But also Kuminga, that's what I really want to touch on. They kept saying it was nothing with Kuminga. They kept saying it was nothing there. Like Steve Kerr's okay with him. The thing is, it's not there. But with their smoke, they're fired because you just proved it. You trade him for Porzingis. You could have went and got anything, literally anything. There was teams that was willing to give up way more for Kuminga in the beginning, and you all just kept saying, "No, we're going to figure it out. No, we're going to figure it out." And now look. And then they were even I think they were trying to trade Jimmy Butler at one point too. It just got weird. Like that whole situation got weird. I feel bad for Steph.
I know. They should have sold Kuminga when the stock was high. And you stopped playing them and our stock dropped. And the times you want to play him a lot in the playoffs where everybody's watching, you don't play like the Warriors, but they legit confuse me. But I'm with you. Kuminga could be a good future piece. He could be with Jalen Johnson now. Let me chill. I'm making decisions based on today, so it's a future piece. But I'm rooting for Kuminga though because after how they treated him, I hope he turned up. I hope.
He definitely is. He definitely is. There's no Jordan Poole situation here. He definitely gonna turn up. And Joe, I think we might as well get to it.
Let's get
it. All right, man. I've been waiting all show for. Yeah. What you talking about? I'm waiting. It's hot in here too. Look, Joe, I don't know what people thought was gonna happen. Let's see if I can get this right there so they can see. See that right there? 2014. Because there's been a lot of videos coming out of people saying we this and we that. We ain't seen y'all since 2014. That's all I'm saying. We ain't seen y'all. When John Wall was in there doing the Dougie, Bradley Beal was Bradley Beal. That's how you know I stayed down. I throw shots at Bradley Beal and he ain't even playing. He ain't even playing and I'm still throwing shots at Bradley Beal. But I want to say this. I want to thank Ernie Grunfeld. I want to thank Tommy Shepard. I want to thank Jordan Poole. I want to thank Kyle Kuzma. And a special thank you to Bradley Beal. Because we wouldn't be here without y'all. We wouldn't be here without y'all today. So shout out to the Phoenix Suns for taking Bradley Beal from us and him going off and thinking they was going to do a big three. Because now we got a team with some depth. I seen some youngins come in and act like they didn't want to play with the Wizards, Jordan Poole, saying that, it felt dead here. Trae Young said he want to be here. Trae Young wearing different Wizards, any type of DC paraphernalia every game. Iverson, Wall, Capitals jerseys. You might have a Nats jersey on it. I don't know. AD gonna get here, and look, what better way to wear street clothes? You ain't even got to play this year. Just put on the street clothes. You good. Because coming in the next season, AD, Alex Sarr, Keyshawn George, Trey Johnson, Trae Young. And then you want to talk about coming off the bench, we might have Cam Whitmore coming back. We kept Champagnie. We ain't give up no core pieces, Joe. And if you don't know what happened, the Wizards trade for Anthony Davis. They get I didn't even say D'Angelo Russell. The list goes on. You know what I'm saying? The depth is there. I never thought I would see the day. I went to a Wizards game and I seen Malachi Branham playing. I said, they look like they just found him at the train station. What are they doing? And he ended up getting traded. He in Charlotte now. Shout out to you, Malachi. But hey, That's the Wizards calling, Joe. You can come home too. They the Wizards trade for Anthony Davis. They get D'Angelo Russell, Dante Exum, Jaden Hardy, and the Wizards send Chris Middleton, Marvin Bagley III, and Avon. Remember when you and Devin was doing the show, I told him Marvin Bagley might get traded. He said they don't think he was gonna go. I knew they were
Why
gonna
you
put him in
not?
a deal. Yep. Malachi Brenham, AJ Johnson, that's the one that's gonna hurt the most. But shout out to AJ, do your thing down there in Dallas. 2 firsts and multiple second round picks. Joe, when the news came across my desk, I was on a call and my phone was blowing up. I'm like, what happened? What's going on? And then they said the Wizards traded for AD and they gave up 2 first round picks. I said, what first round picks? Not the first round picks from this year. They better not have. Come to find out, they gave an OKC pick and a 2030 protected pick from the Golden State Warriors. You know what's going to be in Golden State in 2030? I don't even know what's going to be there. But I'm glad they did it because the Wizards still got a chance to have a top 5 protected pick. No core pieces. You get AD in. Talk about selling seats. Even if, let's just say AD plays 50% of the games. Not 50 games, but 50% of the games. You still got a chance. Because when Porzingis was here in DC, Joe, it was the same thing. Porzingis was like, all right, Porzingis might get hurt. But when he was on the court, Porzingis was giving us actual plays. And we could have made a play in if we had more pieces around at the time. But Kyle Kuzma wanted to mess up everybody's FanDuel tickets. That's what it is. Trae Young, I don't even know. Joe, I'm going to let you go, man. I still got more to say, but I'm going to let you go.
I mean, you can keep cooking if you want. You know what I mean?
All right, well, if that's the case, then you know what? Tommy Shepard was one of the... Remember, for my Cowboy fans, you know what we went through this year with Matt Eberflus? Imagine if Matt Eberflus' understudy became our defensive coordinator the next year. That's what Tommy Shepard was. He was under Ernie Grunfeld, and then he became our GM. Gave Bradley Beal that crazy contract, was deserved at the time. No trade clause, insane, but the contract was deserved. You stayed down. You earned that one, but the no trade clause was crazy. But Ernie Grunfeld used to do this thing every year with the Wizards going into the offseason, sign old people, wait till the trade deadline, and trade for Markieff Morris to make a playoff push, and say, look what we did. Did it every single year. Wasted my backcourt's prime years doing that motto. Tommy Shepard comes in. John Wall gets hurt. Trades John Wall for Russ. We get Russ for 1 year. Russ turns up. And then you still proceed to keep Bradley Beal here when he's upset. Someone, we can't do nothing with him. He's the face of our franchise. Trade Brad while you can. You don't want to do it? We get Will Dawkins in here. Will Dawkins sit down with Brad for 1 day and say, hey, bro, look, this is what we going to do. We going to find you a home, and you going to be gone. And we going to tell the fans, look, we got 3 years. We're going to do a rebuild. Stay down with us. We promise y'all we are here to build a winning culture. First pick, I think, out of that was Bilal Coulibaly. The next pick that happened after that was Alex Sarr. Alex Sarr was supposed to be the number 1 pick in that draft, Joe. But he said, I don't even want to go to Atlanta. I want to be a Wizard. A lot of people cracked their jokes. They said, man, he only want to be a Wizard because he want to get his points. Alex Sarr came here. Then I think we got Keyshawn in that draft. Then we ended up with Bub. I forgot about Bub. Look what I'm saying. Just so much. Gifts, more gifts. Come on now. Why are you doing that, JMO? They matched Otto, but that was Ernie. They matched it.
I remember that.
The Brooklyn Nets was going to give them money. They matched it. Wasted our prime years, man. Anyway, let me get back to this. We get Bub. We get the youngins here. And then I think, was it Ace Bailey? It was Ace Bailey who came out and said, I want to play for the Wizards. So a lot of people start cracking their jokes again. They say Ace only want to come here because he want to get his shots off. Ace Bailey actually wanted to come here, not wanting to get his shots off, but also he seen what was happening. Like there's word around the league about what's going on with this front office. When CJ got traded to the Hawks, CJ McCollum came out and said, the Wizards treated me better than Portland. Like, I would like to go back there if I had a chance, not to play because, you know, he got the media thing going. There's so many opportunities. Like, bro, the front office, I like where they going. They sat me down. They was honest with me. They told me what it was going to be. Chris Middleton said the same thing. Even when Kyle Kuzma got traded, they always came to the play and said, look, this is what we're going to do. The one crazy thing this front office did was allow him to block a trade. I was mad at that one. They should have traded him. but that's cool. I never seen him give a player the option with a no. Anyway, that's water under the bridge. We ended up getting Trey Johnson, who y'all can see what Trey is gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Will Riley from Illinois. Like Will still finding his way in the league, but in the G League he be cooking. Next thing you know, we might end up with Bronny just to sell more tickets. I'm just saying, man. It's things are looking nice over here.
Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all are an example of how you supposed to do stuff. What
Hold
you
on, Joe.
do?
Hold on.
What?
I'm sorry. One thing here. We can't have this in-house fighting, though. All right, we not messing up nothing.
What do you mean you're messing out draft stock?
Because we talking about trying to be so good. They're not playing this
Not
year.
playing.
They're not playing.
Yeah, they chilling. You know, they going into next year. They understand, and potentially have a top pick too. Woo.
Bro, they get a star. They get a star. Hey, I might take a few more days off, Joe. I know we be having shows on the weekday, Monday, Thursday. Then we switch Tuesday, Friday. Yeah, I start going to some games, man. I don't know. I might have to put the Cowboys on the back burner. Yeah, switch it up.
Hey, man, listen, the Wizards are doing what teams should be doing that's starting from scratch. They came in, like you said, they took their superstar, or their all-star, whatever you want to call Bradley Beal, and got a bunch of picks. I remember people was making fun, like, they got all these second-round picks. Man, these second-round picks coming in handy now. Got a bunch of picks from Bradley Beal. And then all y'all did in the last few years, since y'all traded Bradley Beal, was collect contracts that were going to expire. That's all y'all been doing. And then you with the draft picks and the expired contracts. When teams at the deadline, that happens every year, they get off to a bad start in the NBA for the NBA season, and then they make the decision, we ain't making the playoffs, we ain't winning a championship, let's blow it up. To blow it up, we need draft picks and expiring contracts. Who out there got draft picks, expiring contracts? We're willing to give you one of our best players for draft picks and expiring contracts. Oh, the Wizards got it? Okay. You want Trae Young? And look what I got for Trae Young. And then you want AD? Look what I got for AD. Some people say, oh, they gave up two number one. First of all, who do y'all trade? What do y'all trade again for Trae Young?
Hold on. What we give up? We gave him Corey Kispert, and we didn't give him no first round picks. I remember that. Hold on. I'll get it for you, but I'll let you keep talking.
Yeah.
So I thought I had it up here.
What I'm trying to say is basically, people look at, they gave up 2 first round picks for AD. He now ain't gonna be ready to play. Gonna be hurt. Don't look at the 2 first round picks for AD. Look at what they got for AD and Trae Young. They gave up 2 first round picks.
Here we go. It was Corey Kispert, CJ McCollum, and that was it.
That's it. And then we got trade for AD.
AD, we gave Chris Middleton, who was on the expiring contract, Marvin Bagley, Malachi Brenham. I told you AJ Johnson is up and coming, but with the team that with the team we got, he was gonna be fighting for minutes. So it was kind of like, I think they did him a solid there. Like I said, the 2 first round picks, one is from OKC, the other is a 2030 protected from Golden State, and multiple second round picks. But we got like 50 million of them already. So
combine all that, and you got that. You gave up that. Which all those players are CJ McCollum, Chris Middleton are the 2 best players in that package, and then both of them are expiring contracts. Both of them are way late in their years, and a bunch of guys who are replaceable. 2 first round picks for Trae Young and Anthony Davis. That's a good deal. So that's what y'all did, and on top of that, y'all still have y'all original first round pick from this year, as long as y'all become a top 8 seed. So the GM is cooking, and I gotta give you a shout out, Tomo. When y'all first made a GM move, you came on the show, you did your research about the GM, and you saw that he was from OKC ties. You like, hold up, bro. I see they doing over there. He could do that over here with us. You had hope from the moment you got this new GM. You had hope from the jump, and you've been patient with the process. So I want to give you your flowers right now because you're not one of these Wizards fans that got the new GM. You was like, no, you was like, I see what's going. You saw the vision before they even told you the vision. You saw it.
What was my complaint about the Wizards when I was doing the Your Done Sons and everything? They don't have a vision.
Mm-hmm.
That was the issue. We never knew where this team was going. Somebody came in and gave us a vision, man. And Kev said medical vision. Hey, it ain't Nico.
Man, I know, right? I mean, shout out to your boy Mark Cuban for taking over the duties. He can say, you know what? I know they're gonna make jokes about this trading AD. We're gonna do it anyway because we don't need them. We're gonna get capital. But Javon, they got 13 wins. They tied for the second worst record.
Now that's what he's saying. We went in too many games recently. He like, just keep losing.
Yeah, y'all beat us. Shout out to y'all for beating us.
I mean, but we just lost to the Knicks. What's the Pistons score right now, Carl? I know we probably losing to them.
But shout out to y'all, man. Y'all doing it the right way. And with Trey with Alex Sarr and AD being side by side, it would help Trae Young. We know Trae Young deficiencies on defense, but it's gonna remind me of Luka when he had Gafford and oh my goodness. And what's his name? The other center, Lively. We had Gafford and Lively. The Mavericks were a top 5 defense that year, with Kyrie and Luka as their point guards. So, combo.
Hey, you think about that? I went back to.
I told Trey Johnson.
Trey Johnson like six something, but I know he can shoot out the gym. Two things I want to ask. Let me answer. Hey, it's between Peterson or AJ.
Come on now.
I mean, if you look at the Wizards team right now, bro, all of our players kind of have the same mold. Like I kept calling us wing stop because all we was drafting was people who fit a wing mantra, but they was playing a guard or they was playing 4 all the way up to a 5. And now going back to what you were saying, the last time I seen a Wizards team almost built like this, they were old though. It was when John Wall had Nene and Gortat for a year. And I was like, man, that pick and roll is mean. And like you said, the defensive deficiencies for Trae Young, I mean, the rest of the team was already there because our coach preaches defense. Like Keyshawn, Bilal, Trae, like we have the length. So it was like, hey, once you get past Trae, like we still here. And Alex Sarr right now was one of the top 2, top 5 in blocks. So you pair him now with AD, it's like AD, you can go 4-5. It's honestly the pressure is really on the coach now. So it's on you now. No more development. You actually got to go out there and coach.
Well, speaking of the coach, like we talked about Brian Keefe, like y'all keep him. Y'all smart, Tomo. Y'all keeping him. No disrespect to Brian Keefe, but why go get your coach right now? Keep losing, bro.
Keep losing.
That's what we doing. We're not gonna fire Doug Christie. Go ahead, do your thing. Then next year we're gonna make some moves and y'all doing it right. Now y'all got y'all pieces. Y'all get a new coach next year for sure.
Hey, I ain't gonna say too much, but I'm gonna just drop this, man. This might be our coach. I said I wasn't gonna play it, but I guess I gotta play it. You brought up coaches, man. You know.
Shout out Sam Cassell. He helped me master the mid-range. So once I started knocking that elbow jumper down, now my whole game changed because you got to go over the screen now.
Yeah.
And it was easy for me.
Over the screen now, you got whatever you want.
Yeah.
Sam helped me too.
Yeah, Sam bread and butter. That's
2 S's, 2 L's.
2 S's, 2.
Hey, I just told people, man, look, John Wall ain't get good until he spent the summer with Sam Cassell. Bradley Beal ain't get too good Bradley Beal was a shooter, but his game excelled once he started hanging out with Sam Cassell. That's all I'm saying, bro. Sam should be the coach of the Washington Wizards. I've been screaming it since we fired Randy Whitman. They go get Sam Cassell, Joe, with this team. I ain't gonna lie, Joe. I might start talking crazy in the NBA chat. I might start getting crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I might start talking like I Teddy and them talk like we won the finals or something.
but you like that's something you would call. Like you called it. You know what I mean? Like we've been saying Sam Cassell on the show for like 3 years now.
Bruh. When they fired Randy Whitman, I was in a group chat. I said, what was it? They hired Scott Brooks. I said, why would you go get Scott Brooks? And Sam was sitting right there. It's like, no, you go get Scott Brooks because he went to the finals. He had Russ. He had KD. I'm like, so? KD was gone and you seen what it was. That team was built off of the players. Scott Brooks is a decent coach, but he's not what Sam could have did for this team, bro.
Man, Scott Brooks said Westbrook the second best point guard in history. Behind Magic.
I mean, If that's what he wanted to say, but when he was over here, he set Kelly Oubre in a Boston Celtics series when Kelly Oubre was stopping. We lost the whole series because of Scott. Joe, Scott Brooks is right where he need to be on that Lakers bench.
I forgot he was there.
I didn't. Every time they paying to him, I'm like, there goes Scott. I know that's why your defense bad. Look at Scott.
Hey, I do want to talk about on one more team. You okay with it? The Celtics.
Let's go.
The Celtics got Vucevic. I thought that was a good move right there. They moved Anthony Simons. I gotta give the Celtics props though. They started off bad, and everybody was like, "Oh, look, no Tatum," and look what happened. Jaylen Brown, is he a number one player? Jaylen Brown averaging nearly basically 30 points a game. Every time I look up, he's dropping 30 plus. Leading this Celtics team, and they're a top 3 seed. I think they're the 3rd seed in the East. Top 3 seed in the East. They are 3rd seed in the East. With the East is wide open. They already got championship culture, and they got their stretch big. Now, the only thing is Vucevic is not a defender. Like Porzingis was a shot blocker. You know what I mean? But I like the move for them for this year. Like, the Celtics can't compete this year, in my opinion. They can definitely compete this year. Will they be favorites? I don't think they will be favorites, but they can definitely compete.
When you say some people, I know one person, and I crack my joke all the time. I told you, man, he sacrificed the Celtics season for the Patriots to get to the Super Bowl. Now that the Celtics in the Super Bowl, now that the Patriots in the Super Bowl, the Celtics start winning. You see what I'm saying? He sacrificed those bad months to be like, look, man, the Pats got to get back. Just win, baby. That's what he say, right? So it will be interesting to see what happens once the team gets into the playoffs. Because, again, I want to see what the 76ers going to look like also. Like I said, that Cleveland trade shook up some things because to me, early in the season, I was like, I didn't expect Detroit to be where they are. I was like, they're going to be in the running. I think I was like, maybe they pull like an Orlando. I ain't think they were going to be the 1-2 seed. So that kind of shook up some things. I thought this was going to be the next year to just run clean house and get straight to the finals. But now it looks like they're going to have to fight a little bit. There's going to be a little bit of speed humps on the way there. Because, again, the coaching with the Celtics is that you can't sleep on Joe Mazzulla. And now they went out and got another big. And the meme was out. They was like, hey, maybe this brings Tatum back. Like I said earlier, we don't know if he's coming back. But I think if they make the playoffs and they win a series, he might want to put some sneakers on because it's going to look like, depending upon who they play in the first round.
Yeah, I think he should have sit out, bro.
You think he's done? You think no?
I think he should have sit out, man. Because like coming in so late in the season, you could throw off the rhythm of the team. Like I get it, he's a great player, but it's kind of like, bro, let your bro cook, man. It's like let him do his thing. You just sit out for this year, and then next year y'all can come back stronger than ever. That's how I look at it with him. Like I now this player is not as good as Jason Tatum. But Javon could say this too. Javon been saying this. Rafer Austin took over for Jameer Nelson. Jameer Nelson was an all-star that year. Jameer Nelson got hurt. He comes back in the finals. And I felt like if he would have never came back, that finals would have been more – it was competitive, but they would have got more wins because I feel like when he came back, he threw off the rhythm of the Orlando Magic's offense because he hasn't been there. Now, going back to the Sixers, I know we haven't talked about it, but Paul George's suspension actually might be a blessing in disguise, Tombo, because Paul George they already built the chemistry with Paul George. They already have done that. Paul George already played with Embiid and Maxey already. They already won games together. He gets suspended. Now, most likely, he will be healthy, number one, because he always hurt. And he'll be fresh when the playoffs come. He's going to come back right before the playoffs start, and they're going to regain that momentum, and they're going to the playoffs with a new player for real. So, now that situation is different. Now Tatum, this it, bro. But you got an Achilles tear. Most people that come back within the next year, they don't look the same. KD didn't look the same because he waited a whole year plus. So look at Aaron Rodgers. He got his Achilles tear. He didn't look good until later in the season.
I think that's just the Jets, but go ahead.
Yeah. But that's how it is with Achilles injuries. Like you got to sit a little bit longer, rest it fully, and come back stronger next year. Let JB cook, man. Don't step on his toes right now.
I see what you're saying. You gotta go with the hot hand. I'm telling you, it depends. Let's put it like this: it depends on how the series goes. If they go 7 games with what is it, Miami? Maybe
Miami.
that's a rival, so I can understand that one. They go 7 games with Miami, but then again, they shouldn't go 7 games with the way JB playing, especially after he stopped putting that stuff in his head. Like, so
but Miami, you know, they're tough out. So
that's why I say it's a rival. So you really don't know. But if you make
yeah.
it out of 7 games with them, that's not a reason to try to rush back. I'm trying to think of a team that's kind of, let's say, Toronto. Nah, Toronto's good too. Josh McDaniel wins Coach of the Year. With the ESPYs on or something? That got to be
He
it.
won
Because
offensive coordinator of the year.
all right. I'm
No,
like,
he
how
won
that happen?
assistant coach of the year. Sorry.
There we go. He said it. All right, he corrected himself. I'm like, how that happen?
Hold on, it started already? I thought it started at 9:00.
It might have. I don't know.
Oh, they announced it on the red carpet.
So that's what I was saying. I seen that too. I'm with you. That interview with the pivot, when he did it, I was like, I don't think he coming back, but we'll see. I'm with you, Joe. Like riding a hot hand. I'm more so speaking from experience. I'll take it to the football side of things. Like when Dak first started his rookie year, and as Romo started getting healthier, they was like, "Do you bring him back?" And I was one of them people that's like, "Nah, we winning games." Like, nah. He's like, "Do you bring him back in the playoffs?" I was like, "Nah, because we winning games. Like, you just got to go with the hot hand. And if we lose, then that's just what it is. But you don't bring him back for 2 games." And then he go out there, let's say the second game was that playoff game. And now we looking at Roman like, why would you do that? We had a hot hand. So I'm with you on that.
That's definitely that's like swapping them out. That's nah. I'm sorry, Romo.
That's why he retired.
Y'all won like 11 games in a row that year, right? 11 games in a row?
Yeah, because he lost his first game to the Giants and we went on a run after that. Talking about one of the greatest rookie seasons ever. One of the greatest rookie seasons ever. You know, and then somebody had to come in.
Speaking of greatest rookie, I just got notification. My boys was talking about the new OC. I can't wait to watch it after the show.
Look, Joe, I'm gonna start talking like the old players, man. If you ain't had that extra week, you wouldn't have broke the record.
What record did he break?
No, I'm talking about you got the extra win. You tied the record because of the.
You're right. I mean, you know, you're right. I mean, he did get an extra win in the playoffs, though.
All right, so for all those that were joined in, you know, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because now Joe want to pour in the deep wounds. I see what you're doing here. Don't worry about it.
He's good, man. Hold on, did Dak Prescott start week 1?
His rookie season? Yeah.
He did. Romo
got hurt in the preseason game.
Yeah.
He got crushed in the preseason game.
Yeah. Okay, cool. You know, all right. Well, before we do the last words, you want to do the shout out to the members?
Yep. All right. So yeah, let's of course make sure y'all hit the link below. We do have memberships here where we do member only content. If you want to become a member, like I said, click the link below. We have different tiers. We have the pro, all-star, and superstar levels. I'll get those prices for you on the next announcement. But just know we have prices set for a while, and then you know, cost of living did some things, and we're still working on the backstage. We're still working on the behind the scenes, but it wasn't us. We didn't do this stuff. So, but shout out to our all-star members. And again, shout out to our superstar members. And if you are a superstar member, remember you get the perks of joining our VIP R2L chat, which is on Instagram. And we do have a parlay chat that you can be a part of if you're a superstar member. And like Joe said, we do member shout outs. Shout out to Ty for becoming a member today. It doesn't tell me on here. So Ty joined as a superstar. He back a superstar or?
I'm pretty sure. I got you.
All right, well, he became a member today, so I'm gonna give him a shout out because you became a member today, and shout out to you for being right on. There we go, and being a superstar on In the Red Corner as well, because your boxing takes, man, be spot on. So shout out to Taniqua, RBO Vaughn, and make sure y'all tap into RBO Vaughn at 9. He going live. Show links are below. Look, I ain't playing no games. Yep. All right, shout out to Donnell, Giovanni, Chris. FFC Coach Coombs, who had one of the best shows in January. Shout out to you, Coach Coons. You was doing your thing. I seen the announcements. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it. We coming for our spot. We coming back for our spot, fellas. I seen the trash talk. Don't worry about it. Shout out to the Couriers, BWC Teddy, Big O, Dimitri, Chavo, Joe, Dave, and myself. And again, shout out to you, Tab, for becoming a superstar member again. And you, once you click
you
the
said
link
Chris?
below. Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
I said Chris. I did a shout out to Chris, and then I said FFC Coach Coon. That's when I did
Oh,
the,
okay,
he had the
okay.
best show.
Yeah. Nice picture
I ain't saying
too.
that too much though. I ain't saying that too much more, Coach. Cause I'm coming back for my spot.
Yeah. Shout out to like Thomas said, FFC for being the number one show in January to kick off, having career highs in views, subscribers, and watch hours. Shout out to Coach for that. Putting in some work. Now we got to follow it up and beat January and February. That's everybody. Beat January and February. So that's all of us. But the network as a whole had a breakout month. I felt like to start off 2026, and we just got to carry that momentum from month to month. Kings, man, take notes. You see that guy with his jersey? Take notes. Take notes. Let's. It's a copycat league. Copycat league. You ain't got to reinvent the wheel. Man had a warm up. He had a hoodie under the warm up, and then he had the actual jersey. Bro, you got the pants too, like this.
No. I just had to let them know, man, because I told you, Joe. My bad to interrupt your last words, man. It was too many videos coming out of people now being Wizards fans all of a sudden. I don't understand what's happening. It ain't like we the Lakers or something. Like, why y'all coming back? Then y'all saying AD get hurt. I don't get it, but go ahead.
Just like Commander fans, when we start winning, Commander fans come out the woodworks. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I
We
mean,
ain't start winning though. At least y'all started winning when they came back.
I know, right? These not coming back before y'all start winning.
It's just an announcement. Yeah, it's just an announcement.
No, for real. But yeah, man, like Kings, Copycat League, Commanders. Like I said, my boy JD5. By the way, I was at work today. I don't know if you heard the time on the chat. I'm at work, and then I'm looking at the lady in front of me. I'm like, hold up. She got a Jaden Daniels pin on her shirt. I'm like, what? Like that, like it had Jaden Daniels in the pin. I'm like, you a Commander fan? She's like, yes, I am. I was like, she was like, the best quarterback in the NFL. I was like, let's go.
Oh my goodness. I know.
Another story too. Saw a group of people, whatever, I was at work. And they was like, hey, you want to take a picture? I'm like, what are y'all talking about? They said, oh, it's only for winners. You're a Commander fan. They started laughing at me. I'm like, dang, they Patriots fan. I said, good. I said, have fun, lose about 40. And I just left. I just walked out. So, like, I want to root for Patriots. But you see how they act, bro? Like, you see how they just...
You ain't got to tell me.
Come on,
I got on DC Get a Day, but when football season come around, it's a different DC. I know what you're talking about.
It's crazy how you're a Wizards fan, but you don't like it.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I have no ill will against the Wizards. I want to see y'all do good. Y'all in the East, y'all no threat to us. So, but yeah, shout out to my teams, and let's get it. Shout out to, make sure y'all tune into RBU at 9:00.
There you go. My last words again is for the Wiz Kids, Wizards Nation. Look, man, sometimes you got to stay down until you come up. And then also, I didn't say this in my celebration of the trade, but also outside of my GM, like I said, it's Mike Winger. I think that's his name, Mike Winger. He's a executive VP of player personnel and operations. He did an interview 2 weeks ago, and he came out and said the deconstruction phase for the Washington Wizards is done. Like, so we're not even worried about bringing in players and doing the whole swap picks with expiring contracts. He said that is done. The culture in DC is now built for the Wizards. So what we're going to do now is start moving progressing towards winning. And then a week later, they trade for Anthony Davis, Trae Young, D'Angelo Russell, and he was dead serious. So Joe, I told you the vision is there. So now I'm just listening. And for the Mystics fans, it was there in that deconstruction phase. But you see what's happening with this? Just know we got shot. Now fuck it. Oh, it's about to get ugly. It's about to get ugly. I wish John Wall was like 10 years younger. We might turn up some more, but hey, it is what it is, man. That's off to them. And I got 30 seconds. Hats off to them for doing the right thing by John Wall. Because when he got traded, they tried to do a honorary night for him. I mean, the return, and it was bad. It was during COVID. Nobody was there. So recently they did the John Wall night. A lot of people thought his jersey was getting hung up, but it didn't get hung up. But they did do a tribute to him. It was big. So shout out to the organization for getting that relationship right.
Yeah,
I
man.
think they're going to do the same thing for somebody else, but shout out to John Wall.
And shout out to DC, man. They just building. We did the same thing. We brought in Doug Williams back and all that stuff.
You see what I'm saying?
Shout out to DC. We Champ Bailey.
New arenas.
DC turned up.
Shout out to the Wizards, man. Yeah, I don't know about that Commander stuff that was on my man. Let's get out of here.
All right, y'all. That's all we got for y'all today, and we'll see y'all the next episode. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all the next episode.